Hello, everybody. I'm glad that you can make it today. My name is Annette Perez, your program management leader of our program called You Matter, Take Control. You Matter, Take Control is dedicated to empowering individuals by promoting mental well-being, self-awareness, and resilience. We strive to provide resources, support, and education that encourages people to take charge of their mental health, build confidence, and navigate life changes with strength and positivity. Our mission is to foster a community where everyone feels valued, heard, and equipped to take control of their well being. In a world of uncertainties, we want to ensure that our community members find a safe space with our mental health program after a crisis such as a terrorist attack or any other situation. So today we will focus on the terrorism and how to provide mental health support after a crisis such as a terroristic attack. So let's go ahead and start with just taking a trip down memory lane when it comes to terrorism and some of the terroristic attacks that have happened within the world, within the U.S. in the last few years. One kind of dated back into 1993 was the World Trade Center bombing. For those of you that don't know, remember a truck bomb was detonated in the parking garage of the North Tower by a group of terrorists, and it included killing 6 and injuring over 1,000 individuals. The second one, if you can recall back to 1995, was the Oklahoma City bombing, and that was a domestic terrorist with assistance from different individuals. That in itself killed 168 and injured hundreds of people. Now, one that I think kind of rings a bell to everybody that we're most familiar with is 9/11. I was at a conference the other day and we were asked, imagine where you were at 9/11. I think we could all remember where we were in 9/11. And remember, that was one of the deadliest terrorist attacks here in the U.S. It carried out, 2 planes being hijacked, and then all planes crashed within the Twin Towers, bringing down the World Trade Center, striking the Pentagon, and another, of course, was Flight 93, killing nearly over 3,000 people. After that, about 10, 12 years later, we had the Boston Marathon bombing. And again, those were homemade bombs detonated during the marathon, injuring over 260 individuals, killing 3. And then the most recent one that I want you to remember is the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting. That was back in 2016, where an individual pledged allegiance to ISIS, and he carried out a mass shooting at a gay nightclub, which which killed 49 individuals and injured 53, impacting the LGBTQ plus community. And so I wanted to bring those up just to kind of show what has happened around the world. I know we can kind of reflect on that and remember. But now, where do we go from here? How does that help us as an agency? And what is our mission, and how do we put that into perspective? So again, here at You Matter, Take Control, we are going to next look at some safety goals and what our agency is going to do with that. And so one, really ensuring client and staff safety. So here within our agency, we want to maintain a safe environment, implement safety protocols, include emergency response plans, and secure facility access and crisis intervention procedures. Second, I think it was really important to make sure that we promote suicide prevention as well as crisis support. A lot of times we don't realize the impact it has on not only those individuals that it affected, but their family members, their friends. And so having that suicide prevention, crisis support, we want to make sure that we develop and implement evidence-based suicide prevention strategies, provide crisis interventions, training for our staff to ensure that we are well equipped and ensure that there's access to emergency mental health services for our individuals. Thirdly, we want to maintain confidentiality and ethical standards. That is really big here at our agency. We want to make sure that our individuals feel safe when they walk in. Most importantly, we want to adhere to HIPAA and other privacy laws to protect client information. And then fourth, we want to provide trauma-informed care. Again, that's making sure that our staff is trained, whether it be youth mental health, crisis, trauma-informed approaches, making sure that we minimize re-trauma. Like that's the biggest one, is we just want to make sure that we're not re-traumatizing, these individuals, and finding them an atmosphere where they feel safe. Fifth, we want to prevent workspace violence and harassment, protect not only us, the staff, but the clients, right? Establish policies, make sure that that's put up around our agency, and just promote that we don't accept violence, aggression, or harassment within our facility. And next, we want to enhance emergency preparedness in the event that we do have a crisis at a time during a counseling session or a group session, that not only do we know what needs to be done, but even the individuals, like in the event that, fire alarm goes off or they're having a mental crisis, how do we respond and help each other within that moment? And then lastly, the two most important that I think is important is, one, making sure that you guys are getting, mental health support, whether it's, just self-awareness, making sure that we're not getting burned out with the work that we do, but promote, staff well-being. We're going to make sure that all our staff is well taken care of. And then most importantly is ensuring that not only are we providing in-person support, but, telehealth, making sure that those that are unable to come in, that we provide online support for them, and ensuring that they get, quality care as well. But by also focusing on those safety goals, our agency can create, a safe, secure, supportive environment for all those that come to us, no matter race, color, gender, ethnicity, religion. We want to make sure that everybody feels included. And so it's important for not only our staff and individuals, but we just want to make sure that we have a plan in place when it comes to not only those goals, but we want to make sure that our individuals feel supported. And so by doing that, we want to make sure that we have we have a crisis plan in place. And so from what we have, our safety goals, we have the crisis plan. And number one is planning. We know how important planning is. Establish crisis response team, oversee preparedness. We want to make sure there's clear policies and procedures in place. Next, when it comes to planning, is partnerships, making sure that we can work collaboratively together with partnerships. And then preparedness, right? Making sure that we're paired. We are meeting with partnerships within our agency, but also making sure that we're well prepared in the event of crisis and we have these individuals coming in. And then, like I stated earlier, is just client and staff safety. That's most important. That's number one on our list. And then mitigation, identifying those high-risk individuals, providing proactive support through therapy, case management, wellness check-ins. Again, that kind of just all ties in together. And then just strengthening security measures. And then when we recover, right, we have to have that recovery plan. So provide post-crisis counseling. That's where we kind of come in. Yes, we want to be there in the beginning for them, but we also want to make sure we have a recovery plan in place. What do we do after a terrorist attack or a crisis? And so making sure these treatment plans are in place for them. And when it all comes together, we want to respond. What is our response? Making sure that we have an active crisis response team, whether that's, all of us or some of us that need to go out in the community and respond while the others stay behind. Everyone plays a different role in ensuring that everyone's safety is at the forefront. And so remember, by implementing this comprehensive crisis plan, our mental health agency can ensure that we're proactive, we're coordinating, we're effective, not only for us here, but for everybody in our community. So before I go, to conclude this presentation, remember, it's taking the time. I appreciate you for taking the time to be here with me while we go through these steps to ensure learning. And remember that it takes all of us to be a team. for everybody here at our agency. And remember that you matter, so take control. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.